In 2024, a YouTuber did something no entertainer in history had ever done. He turned children's screen time into a $500 million business. Not through movies, not through TV, but through giveaways, chocolate bars, and viral psychology. Every time someone clicks a MrBeast video, money moves. Retail chains restock. Sponsors pay. Factories produce. So here's the question nobody is asking. How did a kid with a camera build a financial machine more powerful than some Wall Street firms? Because this is not the story of a YouTuber. This is the story of how attention became an empire. The $10,000 chocolate factory. In late 2023, something strange started happening inside Walmart. Brightly colored chocolate bars with a cartoon tiger began showing up in checkout lanes across the United States. They weren't Hershey's, they weren't Mars, they weren't Nestle. They were Feastables, a brand created by Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast. Within months, those bars were being sold in more than 10,000 stores across North America and Europe. That kind of distribution usually takes traditional food companies decades to build. MrBeast did it in less than 2 years. To most shoppers, it looked like a fun YouTuber selling candy. But behind those shelves was a completely different reality. There were manufacturing contracts, retail negotiations, logistics pipelines, and profit margins that looked more like a Fortune 500 company than a YouTube channel. By 2024, Feastables was rumored to be generating well over $100 million a year in retail sales alone. And that was just one piece of something much bigger. Because at this point, MrBeast was no longer just a content creator. He was running a private consumer empire, powered by the most valuable resource in the modern economy: attention. How a kid from North Carolina cracked the internet. Before the money, before the factories, before the brand deals, there was just a kid in North Carolina staring at a laptop screen. Jimmy Donaldson spent years uploading videos that nobody watched. He failed again and again. But instead of quitting, he began studying YouTube like a machine. He tracked which thumbnails people clicked, which titles made viewers curious, and exactly when people stopped watching. While others chased fame, Jimmy chased the algorithm. When his challenge videos finally went viral, it wasn't luck, it was engineering. By the time he became MrBeast, he had built something most creators never realized they're building: a system that could generate massive attention on demand. Millions of people now clicked on his face every single day. That kind of traffic was more valuable than a television network. Advertisers were paying millions to reach those viewers. But Jimmy wasn't satisfied with ads. He understood something deeper. If he owned the audience, he could sell them anything. Why he gave his money away. When MrBeast started giving away cars, houses, and piles of cash, people called him generous. But in reality, it was the smartest marketing strategy on YouTube. Every dollar he gave away created a bigger headline. Every bigger headline created more clicks. And every new click created more money. Spend money to get attention. By 2020, this loop was generating tens of millions of dollars a year. YouTube could change its algorithm overnight. Sponsors could disappear. Ad rates could collapse. If MrBeast wanted to build something permanent, he needed a business that didn't depend on YouTube at all, so he built one. The moment MrBeast stopped being a YouTuber. When Feastables launched, most people thought it was merch. It wasn't. It was infrastructure. It was factories, suppliers, distributors, and shelf space inside the biggest retailers on Earth. This was not a YouTube side project. It was a consumer goods company that just happened to be owned by a creator with hundreds of millions of fans. Now every MrBeast video became something else. It wasn't just entertainment, it was advertising. Each challenge, each giveaway, each viral moment, his channel became the top of a funnel that turned viewers into customers. When the videos became too big to fail, MrBeast's videos started costing millions to produce. Entire supermarkets were rebuilt, private islands were rented, massive sets were constructed just to be destroyed on camera. No normal YouTuber could survive those budgets. But Jimmy wasn't relying on YouTube anymore. He was being financed by a growing business empire. Now the videos didn't just need to be good, they had to be huge. Failure was no longer just embarrassing, It was expensive. And that is the moment when MrBeast stopped being a creator and started being something much more dangerous. The funnel hiding behind the smile. Every time someone clicks a MrBeast video, data is collected. Engagement is tracked. Some viewers buy chocolate, some download apps, some enter giveaways. This is not random. This is a consumer funnel, the same kind used by banks, tech companies, and billion-dollar brands. The only difference is that MrBeast's funnel is disguised as entertainment. People think they're watching a game show. Inside the engine room, by 2024, MrBeast was no longer being valued like a YouTube creator. He was being valued like a startup. Internal estimates and investor reports placed his brand north of $500 million. That number didn't come from views, it came from businesses. Feastables was now in major retailers across the US, Canada, and parts of Europe. Each bar sold for a few dollars, but the margins were enormous when multiplied by millions of fans. Add in Beast Burger licensing deals, mobile apps, sponsorships, and digital products, and suddenly, the MrBeast brand looked less like a channel and more like a holding company. This is how banks think. They don't care about likes, they care about cash flow. Every MrBeast video now functioned as a commercial, even when it didn't look like one. When Jimmy handed someone a briefcase full of cash, millions of viewers were quietly being pushed toward Feastables, Prime collaborations, or app downloads. It was emotional advertising at a scale no television network could match. Why sponsors love him more than Hollywood? Hollywood stars sell movies. MrBeast sells behavior. When he features a product, it doesn't just get seen. His audience is young, global, and deeply loyal. Brands don't just want exposure anymore, they want conversion. MrBeast delivers that better than almost anyone alive. That's why sponsors pay him tens of millions of dollars per year. Those sponsors are no longer the real customers. The real customers are the viewers themselves. Their attention, their data, their spending habits are what power the empire. That is exactly how banks operate. They don't sell money. They sell access to people's financial behavior. Feastables was never about chocolate. Feastables is not a candy company. It is a proof of concept. It proved that MrBeast could turn his audience into a retail distribution weapon. Walmart, Target, and Amazon don't care that he's a YouTuber. They care that he can move product off shelves faster than almost any brand on earth. Once that was proven, everything changed. New products could be launched. New categories could be entered. Apparel, drinks, snacks, digital goods, even financial products. The funnel was already built. That's why investors began to take him seriously. Why MrBeast functions like a bank banks, take deposits, move money, and profit from the flow. MrBeast does something similar, just with attention. His videos attract millions of people. Their engagement is converted into revenue through products, sponsors, and platforms he controls. That money is reinvested into bigger videos, which attract more people, which create more revenue. It's a self-reinforcing financial loop. The content is the bait. The audience is the asset. The products are the extraction point. That is not a YouTube channel. That is a financial system. The risk no one talks about. Every system built on hype carries risk. If views drop, the funnel shrinks. If sponsors pull out, budgets collapse. If consumer trust breaks, retail partners disappear. MrBeast has built an empire that must constantly grow or it begins to crack. This is the same pressure that destroys hedge funds, startups, and even banks. When growth slows, everything gets exposed, and the larger the machine becomes, the more catastrophic a failure would be. The truth behind the smile. Jimmy Donaldson is not a villain, but he is no longer just a YouTuber. He is the CEO of one of the most powerful attention-based financial engines in the world. A system that turns entertainment into money with industrial efficiency. People think they're watching videos. They're actually watching a business empire operate in real time. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.